Okay, here's a little quick hitter because I happened to pick up this game for cheap in Glasgow, and I feel comfortable reviewing this game because this is a game that you will not play more than once. I can't imagine. This is Unlock. Short Adventures. This is the secret recipe of Yore. And as you can see, I got it from Static Games in Glasgow for £2. I just picked this up because it's a little solo, it says a cooperative card game inspired by escape rooms. And actually, for £2, incredible value. It has that feel of trying to solve a little puzzle and trying to get out of somewhere with little things that interact in fun ways. So what you get when you open this little package is you get a bunch of cards like this. You get a little bit of instruction. For example, you get a little introduction to this. I've seen these on the shelves before, this unlock system, but I've never really... It's a whole system that I'm like, I'm not sure if I should get into this. Here's a little more promo stuff for it. I think the regular games are bigger than this, obviously. So you open up this little deck, and where is it? We start with a sort of introductory card that just says, yeah, Secret Recipes of Yore. In honor of your Grandma Teresa, you have decided to participate in a local cooking contest and present the recipe for her famous French toast. Driven only by your courage, you dive right in without even giving it a second thought, and then you have to launch their app. So there is an app that comes with it. Here it is, Unlock, and then you click on Short Adventures, and I didn't really read any rules. Basically, the rules are, you have this little control area. It's a little dated. It's from the skeuomorphic era of Mac apps. And then you basically pull cards from the deck and turn them over. So it says here in the little gray circle here, it says start with card number 66. So you go through the backs of these cards and you find number 66. They're in a pretty arbitrary order. Actually, they're probably all messed up now because I just played the game. So this was a fun little brain burny thing. Like it's interesting. Yeah. On the app, you start it and it times you, and I had a 30-minute time limit, and I did not solve it in time. It was actually some more difficult than I thought it would be. Let's see. We flip it over. Flip this card over and take card 66. And I'll just show you just a sort of a little example of how this plays. It didn't play the way I thought it would, actually. So anyway, you flip that initial card over and you've got your little chef character. And you've got some little gray circles. And then whenever you see a gray circle, you can turn that over to get more information. But here's the first card they told you to turn over, which is the recipe for French toast. And you're supposed to memorize this and then turn it over. And then every time you turn it over to look at it again in the app, you mark yourself having a 1-minute penalty. And then let's look at cards 30 and 70. 30 is just a little more info. So it's sort of like a choose your own adventure type thing. But I will say this is sort of the fun part. There's some intuitive but non-obvious ways that you solve the puzzles. This is your little stovetop, right? So this has a little green icon here. That means you type the number 70 into your phone app. And then if I do that here, machine start, say, don't need the music, 70. If you type the number 70, you get a little stovetop control there. So there's some fun interactions with the phone. There's some fun, very creative ways that you use the cards. And whenever you have a card that's like got a... also, I did see this is like if you want to just turn the cards over and like search through them, you will get a penalty for cheating, or not cheating, but like coming to the wrong conclusion. So I'll just show you a real quick one card interaction that was pretty cool. So you in the recipe need a half bottle of milk. And at some point you find this, a full bottle of milk. So, yeah, I'll just say this is card number 20 and you have a full bottle of milk and you need a half bottle of milk. I bet you could think about how you could turn this bottle that's marked 20 into a half bottle of milk. And you'd be right. And there's a lot of little things like that where you have other things where, like, you have a bread knife marked card number 2. And you need to slice a slice of bread off of a loaf of bread. And I believe the loaf of bread is marked as number... I don't know where the card went. Where is this card? Card E. It starts to make your brain a little like, where's the card that I need? Yeah. I'm not cutting this out. I will say the fun thing about the puzzles are that they, at least in this short little adventure, the method of solving the puzzles was not repetitive. So the thing that we just went through with the full bottle of milk, sort of the only time we did that method of solving something. Here we've got a bread knife, which is marked number 2, and then we've got a little pantry, and on the pantry, the bread has a little thing that says +2, and it has a little puzzle piece on it. So this is a red puzzle piece, and this is a blue puzzle piece, which means you can add them together. So if I add 2 to this, the 2 for the bread knife, to this +2 for the loaf of bread, it takes you to pull card number 4. This is your thought, like I think this works, right? Let me pull number 4, and there you go. You've got a thick slice of bread. So that sort of interaction is pretty common. You combine objects, and you get a new number, and you're like, maybe this is the right card, and you turn it over, and sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you get a penalty. But it's surprisingly in-depth puzzle, and actually, like, I thought I was done, and I was not done. That's why I didn't make my, I didn't beat the time necessary, because I did Grandma Teresa's recipe. I cooked some French toast, and then turns out there was more to the game than I thought. So this is Unlock Short Adventures. I think generally this is 6-7 pounds normally, which is whatever. Like, I think if you have kids, I think this would be a fun thing for them to try. I mean, I say that, and I failed at solving the puzzle. So if you're an adult, you should probably try it. But certainly, if you can find it somewhere for 2 pounds, definitely go for it. That's Unlock Short Adventures, Secret Recipe of Yore. It does make me intrigued to try some of the bigger unlock boxes and see what they're like. Anyway, I was just killing some time here, and I played this, and I thought it was, yeah. Oh, I will say, it's a little let down by the app. There's some things about the app that the interface is just not pleasant to use. There's things where you can't see there's a thing near the end where you have to manipulate some stuff on the app, and it's like, it's not as easy to read as you want it to be. The app does have some interesting, like, image recognition things where it uses a camera to look at some of the cards. That's pretty cool. So I did get a little frustrated near the end. I got into a little bit of thing where there's a puzzle near the end where every time you got it wrong, you got a 1-minute penalty. And after a certain while, I'm like, I don't care if I get a penalty for using hints. I don't care if I get a penalty for guessing wrong. I just want to say I'm done with this. So I would say a little bit of app issues near the end, but overall, I'm very impressed with, like, how this little card deck just opened up into a lot of fun little possibilities. So check it out. Unlock Short Adventures, Secret Recipe of Yore.